welcome back here at AIS Arena here in Canberra, where the Cannons take on the 36ers. Here, a couple of fast facts you can chew on for a little bit. 32 games won to 15. Biggest winning margin, pretty close, 36 and 33. Wins in Canberra, pretty tight. In the last meeting, it was the Canberra Cannons with a big score, 121 to 94 at the Clipsal Powerhouse. That's a big stat right there. It was away from home where the Canberra Cannons got the win. That was probably their best win of the year.
And we spoke to, just looking at the ladder there, sorry. Obviously, Canberra having dropped a couple recently, but still in there at 4th position at 7-4, and Adelaide clawing their way up from the very bottom, off to a horrid start, but really starting to put it together and just knocking on the door of that top 6.
Yeah, that's why this game is so important. The Canberra Cannons trying to stay in. The Adelaide 36ers are trying to make their way into the promised land. Got to make it to the playoffs. Remember last year they had a really quick start and had a little bit of a lull mid-season, and then really came firing in the playoffs. I guess that's the time of the year that you want to do it. But great basketball game we have in store for you here. Two teams really trying to get after it. A whole lot of motivation to win this one. Cal Bruton, head coach, and the father of their franchise player. I wonder if that helps or that hurts. You ever played for your dad?
No, I haven't. My dad knows nothing about basketball, but we could hear a little bit from Cal. We did have a word to him beforehand about whether or not it was tough to keep the Cannons motivated after the start they got off to.
Right.
Yeah, I said to the guys, we're no longer the hunters, we're the hunted. We had a chance to step to the top of the ladder, so we're no secret anymore, and everyone's going to play hard against us. But I think motivation is not a problem with this team because, over the last 2 years, we really struggled at the bottom half of the ladder, bottom 2 spots of the ladder to be exact. And now with the nucleus of that team coming back, they gained a lot of confidence, and we've had a terrific homestand where we won 10 out of 15 last year, 5 out of 6 this year. So I think we're confident that we can continue to get better. And I think the name of the game right now is just keep improving individuals, and hopefully we'll improve collectively as well.
Haslam, Ray Hunt. That's right, Travis Haslam. I'm trying to check myself there. Ray Hunt, the man throwing the basketball up. Two of the referees, Peter Wright. That might be Marshy. There, we'll check with that a little bit later. Canberra Cannons huddling right here, just about to tip off, get underway here at the AIS Arena.
I tell you, I'm really looking forward to this game, Steve. I've spoken to a few people about the Cannons. I was speaking to Leonard Copeland from the Melbourne Tigers not long ago, and he was a huge rap for them. He said they are the real deal. They can really play and really bring something different to the league. A lot of athleticism. This should be an exciting game. I hope the 36ers don't run out of legs and that they give the fans and everybody out there watching plenty to watch.
There's a bit more buzz here in the capital of Australia. They haven't had a real good team here in a while since Darnell Mee and Rob Rose were lining up for the Cannons. Made it to the semifinal before they lost to the Magic. Rees goes to the baseline, steps back for that fall away from the baseline. C.J. Bruton pulls down the first missed shot of the game. Here come the Cannons to draw first blood.
And that'll be something to watch too with the small lineup that the Cannons have, whether or not the 36ers do go to Reezy and see if he can take advantage of that a little bit, although he's not really a go-to guy in the post.
Chappelle with his back to the basket is long. The ball's tipped to Brendan Mann, comes up with the offensive rebound. He's in there for his hustle, playing very well for the Cannons. First time he's been healthy for a while. Williams goes to the basket, misses a layup. Chappelle can't tip it in, but he gets the bucket. Cannons on the offensive glass get the first 2 points.
Nice move there from Brad Williams. He is going to have the first step on Reezy every time, so if he can get Reezy to come out there and then none of the 36ers help him out in the middle, then Paul Reeves could really struggle trying to contain him.
Well, there's a lot of big men around the league struggling a little bit with these smaller lineups that teams are playing. And Wade Halliwell for Brisbane, off to a slow start at the beginning of the year. And Reeves having a little trouble on that matchup. Charles Thomas from the baseline, picking up where he left off on Wednesday against the Hawks.
And that's a three you want him to take. You can't turn that one down. That was just too wide open.
C.J. Bruton tries to break free in the lane. The long arms of Charles Thomas on him. Cat down on the block with DT from the baseline. The defensive specialist showing you some O. Four to 3 to the Cannons. Cat, good pass to Marr. Pump fake, ball's knocked away by Dave Thomas. Ball still to the Adelaide 36ers. Marr. Skip to Catalini from the top of the key. Three-pointer's good.
And I'll tell you what, that makes him 8 for 11, I think, in about the last 4 or 5 games. I know he was 7 for 10 in their little hot streak recently, so he continues on. Good accuracy from the perimeter.
Chappelle traveled first. Step and a half before he put the ball on the floor. And we get a look. See right there, trying to turn the corner a little too quick. Adelaide trying to expand on that 2-point lead. Catalini, pass to Rees, kicks it out to Charles Thomas. He wants to take Brad Williams to the hoop. Feed into Rees, Catalini, falling left. It's one of those confidence shots that rattled in and out. C.J. Bruton in transition. Gets a screen from Dave Thomas. C.J. goes to work. Ball was reversed to man. Extra pass. There. Thomas with an athletic move. Oh, he's long.
So Brendan Mann, I think, turned down a layup there, but end result still the desired one for the Canberra Cannons.
6-all, and there's a parting of the Red Sea in Canberra's defense, and Jason Williams takes advantage of it, goes to the hole, gets fouled.
There's nobody home there until the very last minute with Dave Thomas coming across, but didn't really get a chance to make the play, as we see C.J. Bruton getting his arm in there and sending Jason Williams to the line.
He drove a truck through there. Goes to the line to shoot two. We're all tied at 6. Just under 9.5 to go here in the first quarter.
Jason Williams is an interesting player, Steve. He's talk about a confidence player. He is a kid who, as I mentioned in the opener, he's been with the 36ers for a number of years now, and he showed some glimpses of real potential. But if his confidence is up, he's capable of being a very good NBL player. But he doesn't always seem to hold on to that confidence.
Well, he's had some big moments for the 36ers as they went to get their finals ring last year. Dave Thomas with a great move. Couldn't finish the play off, though. Charles up ahead to Jason Williams. He runs over Brad Williams. No call. Great pass from Charles Thomas to Rees.
And that is what Paul Rees does so well. He just he reads off the play of others, and he moves well. Actually, he moves very well without the ball and presents himself as a target when you least expect it.
Williams goes baseline. Ball's blocked by Charles Thomas.
Tell you what, we're going to find out a lot about Adelaide's help defense, because every time somebody's got Paul Rees on the perimeter, they are taking it right at him.
CJ pump fakes Brett Marr, but he did a good job to recover. They'll start over. Chappelle, tough pass into Dave Thomas. 1 on the shot clock is short. We've got a violation. Good defense by the 36ers. This is their 4th game in a week. And 2 Wednesday night games in a row, followed up by a Saturday one. On the road, 4 games in a row, trying to pull off a quadruple. Cat to the baseline.
Nice
good
pass
into Rees. Boy, he finishes well. Never brings it down. Man, pressure from J-Dub. CJ, great feed into Williams. He lays it up and in.
Geez, he does get in the lane so well, CJ, and that vision of his and sleight of hand just makes him very dangerous. He's distributing the ball so well of late. Makes everybody else so much better.
Cat from 3. Boy, he was
stroking.
He was having a slump from the three-point line earlier, but he looks 100% fit, and he is rolling. Averaging 25 over the last 5 games. Brendan Mann steps out of bounds. And the Canberra Cannons will call a timeout. Good timeout, too. They just don't look 100% in sync.
And we did have a chat to Cal earlier about how important defense was to his team. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, we said we wanted to be the best defensive team in the league. I think we held it down for probably the first 7 weeks. Then we started getting a bit soft in that area. I think it had to do with our preparation, but our defense has been really good. We've been holding teams about 95 points at a measly 42%. And I think, you can win ball games even when you're not shooting well if you're playing that type of D. But the last 3 weeks, we let teams get 99 points a game, and even though we can score 100, we prefer to hold teams to low 90s, and then we can basically get our running game going when we get stops, and we're pretty good and pretty exciting when we get out in the break because we got some dunkers.
Well, Adelaide has really turned it on with the good form of Martin Catalini and Charles Thomas. As we mentioned before, Cat averaging 25 points a game in his last 5 matches. Another look at that one, and Cat, one of only 4 players throughout his career to shoot above 50% from the field and over 40 outside the three-point line.
And tell you what, that doesn't, I mean, that is, it's quite a sort of an honor to be in that category for Martin, but it doesn't surprise me because he does have so much to his game offensively. I mean, he is a very, very good offensive player, a good scorer.
Oscar Foreman has checked into the basketball game for the 36ers. One of the young players that Phil Smythe is hoping will step up with the absence of Stiff and Rupert Sapwell, 2 very, very good experienced role players. Marr going to the baseline off the glass, and one of the smallest players on the floor gets his own shot, tips it in.
He's a very good rebounder for his size, Steve. Always been a very good rebounding guard. Off the top of my head, I don't know what his career stats are, but I think he averaged about 5.5 rebounds a game over his career, and he's got a very good quick leap and obviously very good quick hands to go with it. So perhaps that explains it.
Canberra Cannons still struggling to get their offense going. Brendan Mann will take it out to the top. Reversed over to Mick Hill. Had a career-high 31 against the Tigers in their loss to Melbourne. Brad Williams with a little fall away at the dotted line area.
A runner, wrong-footed runner, a little bit of Leonard Copeland in there.
And you got another look at that one. And that was a very difficult shot made to look easy. As Brad Williams goes to the line. Boy, he's had some good performances here at the 5 spot for the Cannons. Cat out to Brett Marr, layup. Is that automatic or what?
That is, and you saw he didn't think about anything other than shooting that. Nice little pull up there from Chappelle. He's got a nice little game. I didn't realize that he had that mid-range game.
He is a scorer, and he's just gotten a feel for the league. I think he may have underestimated the ability of this league when he first came over playing with the Hawks. He looks at home now.
Sure does.
Had a 12 for 18 game a couple of weeks ago. Can go to work. Williams. Another good shot around the hoop for Brad Williams. Going up against Jason Williams. No relation. They don't look anything alike. Cat for 3 is short.
That was one of those confident shots, wasn't it? If that one went down, I don't think he would have turned anything down.
Mid-range jumper for Brad Williams. Rims out. Charles Thomas somehow pulls that thing in. Pull up going left.
I don't think he ever had that in his hand. That looked ugly.
Mick Hill trying to get something going for Canberra. Dave Thomas will slow down and run their half-court set. Brennan Mann for 3. That's an air ball.
So Bruce Palmer used to call a red herring.
Well, there are a lot of Bruce Palmer quotes. We're going to look at that pass to Dave Thomas. And that's tough when you're in there and you're trying to screen out and the guy shoots an air ball. Because you try to get position. You know, you just expect the guy, especially at this level, to hit the rim.
Exactly, and that's what you're trying to judge and wait for with all your timing. You're lucky you didn't catch that in the forehead.
It's all my rebounding knowledge with a 2.3 career total. You should be able to get more of those by accident, just bouncing your way. Brett Maher tipping that one out of bounds. The Canberra Cannons just trying to get something going. I mean, they're right in this game, but they just haven't looked very comfortable on this end of the floor.
Adelaide's defense has been pretty solid so far.
McHill short. Did a good job of following his shot. Brendan Mann will slow it down and try and get a better one. He's got Jason Williams on him. McHill thinks about going baseline. Goes over the ball screen. Rigby. Ball goes to the back of the rim. Another offensive rebound by the Cannons, and a nice little left-hand shot by Cameron Rigby. 2-point game.
You watch the 36ers here, Steve. What they do so well is just try and keep the floor spread. Although in this instance, they're running a rare set play where they had a double screen down low, but they will break out where all 5 guys just keep the floor spread, and they just try to pull people away from the basket and then let people do their thing.
Well, the Cannons have 4 offensive rebounds to the Adelaide 36ers 1. And just a little bit more committed on the offensive glass than the 36ers early in these stages of the game. Jacob Holmes had 11 in the 3rd quarter against the Hawks. I'm sure that sparked the 36ers. And they got a young lineup out there with Mark Nash coming in also. Jacob Holmes has the ball knocked away by the long arms of Dave Thomas. May have missed Dave Thomas. CJ behind the back. He'll go to work. Gives it to McHill, and ooh, I thought that might have been another air ball. Dave Thomas pulls down another offensive rebound for the Cannons. CJ with Jacob Holmes on him. He'll pull up for 3. Rigby with another offensive rebound, and the Cannons will get another crack at it on this possession.
They are hurting the 36ers on the offensive glass. I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout if it continues from the 36ers.
Thomas. Ball's kicked to McHill. Good pass into DT. He finishes it off.
Very nice.
So Dave Thomas finally gets it on that possession. Looked a little frustrated there. He was missed a couple of times. Mark Nash into Oscar Foreman. He's got a small player on his back in Brennan Mann. Jacob Holmes goes up for the offensive tip. No good. Cannons 2-on-2 fast break.
Good hands by Charles Thomas there, although I don't know where that ball was really going to CJ. I don't think it was going to put him in the best of positions.
One of those awkward fast breaks. Didn't really have spacing. And Charles Thomas got those long arms and anticipates well when the other team has numbers.
You see Paul Rees coming back into the game, and Oscar Foreman having a seat back on the bench.
That was Kevin Marsh when I introduced the referees. I thought that was Marshy standing on the other side of the floor. This ball is never going to make it through. Here come Adelaide, 3-on-1 fast break. Charles Thomas with a reverse layup. Ooh.
Very nice. I'll tell you what, because Chappelle had that covered on the other side of the glass. He had to do something special, and that was some nice body control and a nice finish with the left hand.
Chappelle to Dave Thomas. CJ. Dave with a step back 3. Tough shot. Charles pulls down the rebound over McHill. Come Adelaide with a 2-point lead. Paul Rees drives, gives it to Brett Maher. Another layup. Automatic. Brett Maher.
Tell you what, there's a coupling that has obviously been extremely successful over the years, and you know, Paul Rees just he does not get enough credit for how well he works in with his teammates, and he and Brett Maher have had a good thing going between the two of them for a long time.
Rigby with Brett Maher on his back pulls down the offensive rebound. Again, the Cannons taking advantage of the 36ers on the glass. The tally is 6-0 boards to 1. Jacob Holmes gets it to Paul Rees. No basket charge on JH. And he'll show you the maneuvers. after a win for the 36ers.
I don't know about you, Steve, but I'd like to see that call let go. I sort of feel like that's, I mean, I know it's a close one, but I think that's sort of part of the game that they could just do without. He had good vision. He wasn't just going to barrel through him, and he was always trying to make that play to Paul Rees.
They usually won't let you do it, run somebody over you when you're out of control, but he looked like he was under control. McHill going to the baseline, and again, another tough matchup for Paul Rees. And they're using the ball screen to get those mismatches, and the guards are trying to take Paul Rees to the hoop. Actually, so are the centers and the forwards.
Well, Rees is not known for a great lateral movement, never has been. But what he does bring defensively to the team is very good help defense. In fact, you notice that before Paul Rogers was injured, the 36ers often looked a better defensive team when Reezy's on the floor, because he just he gets there when other people are needing help. But when he's man up on somebody on the perimeter, that is not his strength. Man.
Cameron Rigby with an offensive rebound and a putback. And the Cannons tie it up with effort. Martin Catalini back into the game. Skip pass to Nashi from the corner. That's nothing but net.
Can stroke the three, Nashi, especially on a catch and shoot when he doesn't have to put it on the floor.
C.J. Bruden into Rigby. Rigby for three. That's off. Brett Maher pulls down a rebound. Here they come the 36ers. They've got numbers. Brett Maher to Jacob Holmes. It's blocked by Cameron Rigby. Didn't know he could get upstairs like that, and quick.
He's he's certainly not lacking in the strength department, is he? He's a big, strong boy. Have a look at him there, and he goes for it. He gets a lot of the ball, but a lot of body down low there. Good call by the ref. Gotta like his endeavor too, though. He's after everything, after the offensive rebounds, after the block shots. And certainly adding a little bit of fire and enthusiasm to the sort of the feel of the Cannons at the moment.
Well, from the free throw line, the 36ers struggling a little bit this year. Just over 65% from the line, which is 10th out of 11 teams. So not really getting the job done from the free throw line. CJ to McHill. Somehow finds Chappelle. And miss another layup. Charles Thomas doesn't have numbers. Checks out the clock. Charles lets a runner go. McHill charged for the foul with 1 second on the clock. An ill-timed foul, but had to try and compete for it. And that's why you go to the hoop with the shot clock winding down. Because if you miss the shot, you can get to the line.
That's right. If they hadn't called that on Hill there, I think Rigby certainly got him on the arm. So
Charles Thomas just behind Brett Maher in free throw percentage for the 36ers at 82%. And that'll be the end of the first quarter with the Adelaide 36ers taking the quarter time lead 20 after quarter time.
All right, we're looking at quarter time statistics. Obviously not a whole lot in it, but 36ers shooting a much better percentage from the field. They did get off to a good start with Catalini stroking the three, and obviously three-pointers. That's what's got them out to an early lead. But Canberra staying in the game with a lot of second effort, a lot of offensive rebounds, and that is where they are really keeping themselves in the game and hurting the 36ers. So 36ers to this stage far more efficient and looking a little bit sharper, but Cannons not going away.
And top scorers for the Cannons, Brad Williams leads the way for them with 7, Thomas with 6, also Rigby, and Mike Chappelle with 4 for the 36ers. It's Brett Maher with 7, Thomas Catalini with 6, Reese with 4, and Mark Nash with 3. And we're just about underway here for the second quarter at AIS Arena. Canberra Cannons and the red-hot Adelaide 36ers. 3 away wins in a row. And with that horrid start that they had, they're really looking to turn their season around, or really have, and just outside of the 6. Said that when they were sitting 0 for 2002, nobody would have believed them.
I think you had to think that it was just a matter of time before they started putting it together at some stage, because they are packed with talent, obviously plenty of experience in there, and as we spoke about sort of early in the game or before the game, a lot of new faces, though, to get used to, and for those new faces to feel comfortable. And there's Catalini stroking another three. He's brought his game tonight, Steve.
Martin Catalini, 3 for 4 outside the three-point line. Now Chappelle gets Charles Thomas up in the air, goes baseline, and gets a bucket. One Michigan boy over another.
How easy did that look? That had to be the slowest pump fake I've ever seen, and didn't seem worried at all about then taking his nice little one dribble, pull up, stroke it.
Well, the good players seem to have a lot of time. Mark Catalini is feeling that he likes this matchup against Pero. Bop. Cat is stroking it.
And I'll tell you what Pero's going to have to watch out for, too, is now that he's got his three going, if he gets out there too quick, Cat will be in dunking it on him in no time.
Very quick first step, Martin Catalini. Pero on the block. He shoots a little turnaround over Mark Nash. And Pero's got a little bit of game, too, to give.
He sure does. I tell you, how many years has it been now we've been waiting for Pero to sort of find himself and fit in somewhere, because, man, he can play when he's got it going. He just seems to always run into some sort of problem or another.
Jacob Holmes has his shot blocked by Brad Williams. And Jacob Holmes having a little trouble getting it going here in the early stages of this game. May have gotten away with a little bit of a walk. Of course, you couldn't see his feet on the replay, but trust me, he shuffled them. Cat loses the basketball. Chappelle picks it up. He goes right at Charles Thomas and made that look easy, too.
He is smooth, very smooth, the way he moves down the court and handles the ball.
Jason Williams to Nash to Holmes. Good pass into Nash.
A nice movement without the ball from Mark Nash. He saw that coming all the way. I think these guys tend to know that Jacob's looking to get in there and find somebody. They seem to, as soon as he puts on the floor, you don't see guys standing around. They certainly move into open spaces.
Dave Thomas spins to the middle, gets it to Brad Williams. Ball's knocked away by Jacob Holmes. Again, second effort by the Cannons. And that is the only thing that's keeping them in the game.
Kind of a worrying sign, I think, for Adelaide, because with the way they're going about it, the Cannons on the board, if they do start putting together some offensive game and get a bit more fluid and working off of each other, then it could be lights out for the 36ers in a hurry if they don't fix that problem on the boards.
And you really don't want to give a team a sniff when they're not playing well. Just let a team just hang around in this basketball game, only down by 4. And like you said, really haven't gotten it going on the offensive end. And Mike Chappelle looks like he could probably get in a little bit of a groove. And this man already is, Martin Catalini. Charles Thomas has played well in the early stages. J.H. had that one-legged step back. That's his shot. Can't get it. DT pulls down the rebound. Kisses it off the window just for the fans. Chappelle from the baseline. That's long. I mean, that's short. But Pero pulls down the board. Kind of rushed it a little bit. Again, another offensive rebound. DT from the corner. CJ comes up with a steal. He shoots a three. Wow. 6 just like that. And the Cannons take a 2-point lead, 37-35. And just like that, the Canberra Cannons show you how explosive they are. Done on the defensive end.
And didn't the people here in the AIS arena come to life with that little passage of play there? That's what they came to see tonight.
Mark Nash from the baseline. C.J. Bruton pulls down the rebound. Cannons. Into Pero. He's pushed in the back by Mark Nash. Well, it doesn't take long in this game. There's the first one by Dave Thomas. C.J. with a heads-up play. Oh, can't good players just sense those backbreakers like that?
Jason Williams never knew it was coming. Never knew he was there. Okay, another thing we're seeing a lot of early in this half from the Cannons is a lot of guys with quick hands on defense. they've caused quite a few turnovers. The Adelaide 36ers. The 36ers are going to have to get a lot tighter with the ball because these guys are ball hawks.
Well, Cal Bruton said he wants his team to lead the league in deflections. So he must have known it was a strong suit for him. Good hands that time, getting the basketball back. Chappelle again on the glass. They are just terrorizing the 36ers on the O glass. 9 offensive rebounds to 1 for the 36ers. Now remember, it's the 4th game in a week for Adelaide. And that's where the signs really show up on the offensive glass, those effort areas when you're dragging your tail a little bit after a lot of games in a short period of time. Cat starting to work himself down on the block. He spins inside as a shot blocked by Cameron Rigby. Cat is looking at Kevin Marsh, cannot believe he didn't get a foul called. Well, and he did.
Oh, Ray gave it to him. Say there was an awful lot of contact there, but thought they were going to let it go for a second. Look at that, a real big bang, bang. He got him on the wrist, though. That's a clear foul. I think that's a good overrule by Ray Hunt, because if it wasn't going to be called from down low, he slapped him right on the arm.
Well, the Canberra Cannons are a very difficult team to beat here, especially 5-1 this season on their home court. We spoke to Charles Thomas before the game on how they're going to go about playing them.
They're always tough here. I mean, even when I was in Wollongong, I think we might only win 1 game here. It's tough to play here. They've dropped 2, so now they're going to come out with a lot of fire trying to get a victory in front of their home crowd. And yeah, I expect an excellent basketball game tonight. But Canberra's a pretty good team. I mean, a lot better team than anyone expected, even myself. But a lot of athletes in that room over there. So hopefully we come out with maximum effort and try to get this win.
Well, they've got their hands full. Like you said, when they start hitting some shots, Adelaide could be in trouble.
And we see the swing, how quickly that happened. I mean, I know that little passage of play was very damaging, but geez, all it took was a little bit, if they bring their shooting percentage up, all of a sudden with the way they're killing the 36ers on the boards, 36ers could find themselves down by 10 or 15 at halftime.
Well, they're down 4 right now, and you're shooting 59% from the field, and you're down. You do have to be concerned. Cat at the line, who started for the Perth Wildcats, played behind James Crawford. Well, he looked like he wasn't going to play ever, and he has really blossomed into a great player.
Here's a little-known stat. I remember Scott Fisher telling me many years ago when he first started that in a standing vertical jump test, Catalini had a better vertical jump than James Crawford. Now that says something.
Wow. Pero working a little closer to the hoop. Well, he just shot that one downward.
Sure did. I tell you, when he does things like that, people must be thinking, where has this guy been?
Apparently, when he was training with the Titans, he used to give Brett Wheeler all he could handle every day. Brett Wheeler, a very good defender in this league. Ball's thrown to Brett Maher, and he's bumped, can't get it. Reese thinks about the shot. He needs to think about it again. The shot clock's winding down. Cat gets it off. No, doesn't get it off in time. Good defense from the Canberra Cannons. And they're starting to get switched on.
See what they do this offensive possession, Steve.
Pero. Thinks about a jump shot.
Inside.
Good pass from Pero into Cameron Rigby. Look at that. Good seal. Jason Williams standing underneath the hoop by the time he'd finished sealing him off. C.J. Bruton sitting on the bench. He was subbed out. He was throwing up after he was subbed down. That's the word that we got from our sideline man. We'll check on the progress of C.J. He doesn't look well.
Oh, he doesn't, does he? He doesn't look well at all on that shot. I'll tell you, the worrying thing about the 36ers and their defensive rebounding is we see Jason Williams put one up. No good. It's not like they have a Paul Rogers who can just kick in and all of a sudden start hauling down boards and reverse the trend. They're going to need everybody to put in, and at the moment, they don't look anything like it.
Maybe feeling the wares of this 4-game road trip. in a week. Shot clock's winding down. Brendan Mann has got to get to somebody who wants to shoot that thing. Pero does. Well, that was ugly.
I think that's why we tend to see him around that sort of 6 feet and in
No,
range.
I meant that possession, you know, but while you're on the subject, that wasn't the greatest looking shot either.
No, it wasn't. But I'll tell you what, he goes off the court, and he gave some very good minutes there. That was a handy little stint from Pero.
Truslove into the game for the 36ers. He's been injured in the early part of the year. Cameron Rigby with the forearm shove fouls Matt Illman, who's been given the 36ers some very good numbers. This year, he's played in 12 games. He's shooting 49% from the field and 3 outside the arc. And where did he come from? He was playing at all last year.
No, he was part of the development squad in the last couple of years with the 36ers. One of the young guys that just trained with the team every day, but a real hard worker, sort of no-frills player who's ends up being quite efficient.
And there's the man right there. Illman is long for his three-point shot. Brendan Mann gets the deflection. Can't pull it down, deflected to a teammate. Brendan Mann to Dave Thomas. The ball is thrown to Brad Williams. He can't haul it in because Charles Thomas was trying to move B-Dub off the block. There's another look at it. Tricks of the trade. Just that left forearm in the back of Brad Williams will throw off the timing. All those little defensive tricks that you learn as a small guy in the big man area. C.J. Bruton back into the game. Let's see how he's feeling. Good pass.
Blake Truslove, actually, another player who was part of the Adelaide 36ers development squad at the same time as Matthew Illman. A good banger. And come up here to get an opportunity. And unfortunately ran into injury problems within the first week of the season, I think. But speaking to Cal before the game, says he's starting to come along, and apparently got 10 minutes in the last game, and so he's starting to get a bit more court time, and we'll see what he can do.
Well, the Cannons on the other end are the second best free throw shooting team in the competition. Just behind the Sydney Kings at 72%. So they like to get to the line. Brett Maher with a step back. Tough shot. Good D by Brendan Mann. Dave Thomas pulls down to the board. CJ trying to find a way past Charles Thomas. Ball's reversed to Brad Williams. Oscar Foreman and Brett Maher on his back. Blake Truslove from the free throw line was a 17-footer. He shot about 19 feet.
It looked at least as comfortable as Pero's three-pointer. Nice little pull-up from Jason Williams. Dale, just going to say the possession beforehand when Brett Maher took that tough shot, that he hasn't seen a lot of the ball for quite a while, and sure enough, that's probably what happens because he feels like he needs to get himself going. Brendan Mann hitting a nice three there, and all of a sudden Canberra's out by 9. But Brett Maher certainly has not had much of an influence on this game thus far.
Illman to Jason Williams. Illman is open for 3. That's right. Charles Thomas comes down with the rebound. Jason Williams for a 3. That's no good. Here come the Cannons. Ball's picked off by Brett Maher. Skips it. Williams' favorite spot. Yes.
Bang. Well, the pace of the game is starting to pick up a little bit messy in stages, but both teams trying to push it up, which is a good thing because both teams have the talent to make some exciting plays.
CJ out to Brendan Mann. He wants a screen from Dave Thomas. Gets the pass. He runs over Jason Williams. No call.
That's some nice body control, though. He turned around and saw that he was going to bump him and then just sort of hung back a little bit and floated into him, so it wasn't too obvious.
Brett
I think
Maher.
that's a good no call.
Wide open is Oscar Foreman. He can't get it to go. Here come the Cannons. They want to run. Give and go. Brad Williams can't finish it. Oh, Maher runs over Brendan Mann. He flopped, actually. Brett Maher goes all the way to the hole and gets it to go.
Gets it to go. Very nice little finish there from Brett Booby Marr. Watch this. He sees the advantage and just decides to press it. And just puts it up there ever so softly with a bit of spin. Gets it to go.
Well, for a guy that's not involved, has got 9 points with 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter, 4 of 6 from the field. He's got 1 of 1 outside the three-point line. That's efficient. And you know he's efficient from the line. Leads the league from the free throw line. It's always him and Andrew Gaze. That's a stat I don't really need to look up much.
Yeah, very dependable.
We got to say hello to Andrew Gaze. We haven't seen him for a while. He's a little under the weather. Looking forward to a speedy recovery. We miss him, of course. Get back, Drewy.
Yeah, I tell you, I saw a picture of him in the paper this morning, and a little hanging runner. Doesn't go.
Adelaide on the glass now. Brett Marr with a great feed to Cat, and they get the bucket. Got a 3-point game. Fans trying to get their Cannons rolling again. Momentum swing to the 36ers, who have scored the last 5 points. And CJ senses that and takes it to the hoop.
I'll tell you what, Steve, I know that the Cannons like to run, and they certainly have a lot of ability, and some players like Chappelle who look really smooth in the open court. You see CJ, who can certainly get to the rack and distribute it, but you know, they were doing well and building up a big lead when they were just pounding the ball inside and beating up on the 36ers on the glass. And now that they've opened up a little bit, I think that definitely suits the 36ers. That is certainly the style of game they like to play, and it's in that type of game when somebody like Brett Marr can just cut loose and tear you to shreds.
CJ Bruton gets both free throws to go down. He's perfect from the line with those two. And we've got a timeout on the floor. They're going to go talk to the bench. Kevin Marsh.
Travis, back. Subs in. Thanks, Travis.
Well, there are a couple of subs that needed to make it onto the floor. And just under 2.5 to go here till halftime. Cannons over the 36ers, trying to get their 4th win on the road in a row and get themselves into the 6th. Cat runs over Brad Williams. He knew it too, just a little bit off balance. That arm kind of flew out. Yeah. Watch that left arm right there. Ooh, does it again.
And I think he gave a little nod of, yep, he didn't complain about the call. He knew it was coming.
Gotta like that. Cat's disposition. Likes to bang. Brendan Mann tries to turn the corner on Oscar Foreman. He throws up a left-hand shot. Dave Thomas pulls down the rebound.
Right back at it.
Chalked that one up to an aggressive drive by Brendan Mann, bringing the help defense from the weak side.
And it isn't good to see Brendan Mann out there having a good season. You know, he had a real rough time up in Brisbane with bad stretch of injury there, obviously, but I for one, am a big rap for he and his game. Got off to a great start as a youngster in the NBL, and it's now good to see him having an influence with a good team in the NBL again.
Well, Brendan Mann with a great block out on Martin Catalini. He just would not let him get anywhere near the ball. Watch Brendan Mann underneath the hoop, and he's still blocking him out. He got away with a little bit of a hook with that right arm, too, as the ball's short. Charles Thomas shoots the 3 there, and that's who Martin Catalini had on his back. He had Brendan Mann on his back. Brendan gets the play. The small man wins out. Doesn't happen too often when it comes to a rebound. The Cannons continue to shoot the basketball well from the free throw line. 11 of 14 and 79%, a little bit above their season average. Brett Marr shoots a tough shot, and he is fouled in the face by McHill. He had already forced him to shoot a tough shot. That's a tough cover. They're making it very difficult. Brett Marr gave him a little pump fake. McHill didn't go for it. Brett shot a quick one, and Brett Marr gets for a jump shooter. He sure gets to the line a lot, and he's really improved on that aspect of his game when he was younger. Look at that little pump fake. Nick Hill didn't like it, but I think he was trying to cover Brett Maher's vision as he was shooting it. Pero down on the block is fouled by Oscar Foreman. He's just a big body to try and move when he gets positioned down on the block. Oscar with his second foul here. Pero will go to the line to shoot 2 and then the bonus. Pero and the Canberra Cannons went to East Lansing and played against Michigan State when they had a couple of byes, and he enjoyed himself very much playing with Magic Johnson. He played, of course, at Michigan State in the late 70s, 79-80. Jacob Holmes shoots a tough one over Brad Williams. Great defense. Kevin Marsh asking Ray Hunt whether the ball was deflected. It was some excellent defense, and the Cannons just don't seem to be going for those pump fakes. 30 seconds here till halftime. Chappelle trying to spin on Charles Thomas. He got a piece of it. Brett Maher just trying to get rid of it. Excellent hustle by the Canberra Cannons. Nick Hill driving to the hoop, blocked by Oscar Foreman. So now the Cannons will settle down and take the last shot. This is the hustle. And Mick Hill driving to the hoop. Rejected by Oscar Foreman. He's another long player. Cannons will wait for the last one. Chappelle with a floater, tough shot. Adelaide will fire up a Hail Mary. That's a little bit too long from Charles Thomas. The Adelaide 36ers with their hands full. The Canberra Cannons trying to bounce back after 2 losses in a row. 59 to the Adelaide 36ers 49 here at halftime on Fox. Welcome back. You're watching the NBL live right here on Fox. We're at AIS Arena. Let's check out the progress of our game breakers. Well, they're not doing a whole lot. Normally, I like to take all that credit for, look at the great game breakers that I picked here. Well, not tonight, so let's move on to something else. Those guys are having very average numbers. Spoke to Charles Thomas before the game about, did they have weary legs?
I feel good always on game day. But, yeah, it's starting to take its toll, I think, a little bit. But guys have talked about it during lunch today, about how great it would be to sweep 4 games on the road after the horror start we had. So even though guys might look a little worn, I think you're going to see a good effort from us tonight. And, yeah, it'll be good to get these 4 games on the road, go back home and get another victory next week.
Well, Charles Thomas started the game with a whole lot of energy. As if you've ever spoken to him, he's got a lot of that. He can't stand still. He keeps constantly talking. Santa! St. Nick, the fat guy, whatever you want to call him. And I wish he would help a brother out, you know, because I know Santa comes to all the children and, you know, and gives them, if they've been good, all their toys. But Santa, you know, I've been good and I need a little help there. Kids are wanting trampolines and all kind of stuff this year. So.
You're looking for Santa to make you win the lottery, are you?
Look, yeah. I need a little luck. A pay rise, something. A rich friend. We're underway. Charles Thomas gets the roll where the good deflection goes to the hole. Somehow gets it to Paul Reeves. What a pass. A la D-Mac. You haven't hit in the head by a couple of D-Mac passes when you were playing with him.
Tell you what, Reeves had to like that. He didn't have to do a thing. Just stand there, catch the ball, and make a layup.
Brad Williams on the other end of the floor snaps that 17-footer off. Gets it to go. And they keep that 10-point lead. nice little cushion there. It's always a lot easier to shoot with a 10-point cushion. You like to hang on to it. Rees with a quick move to his left. Cat somehow gets it up in the air. You know he's trying to rebound that. Throws it off the window. That looked like a horse shot.
It's a nice spin dribble, though, wasn't it? It's a nice spin dribble. He went like he was going hard to the hole, and they covered him. And he spun around, and then, you're right, I don't think he had any intention of doing anything other than chucking it up and getting it again. There we see the spin dribble, though. Nice control, and then good body control to sort of put it in a place where only he could get it.
Well, Dave Thomas was the one who put the good D up, got both hands. And Martin Catalini gets the second one to go after missing the first. And he gets it off of that 10-point lead to 9. Brad Williams has Paul Rees on him. That starts the offense. Williams again. Driving by Paul Rees. He lays it up and in.
Geez, that's just like what we saw at the beginning of the game.
That must be so frustrating for him. You know, it's not like he can just go one-on-one and get him back on the other end of the floor. Cat.
No, and I'll tell you what, he can't do what he does in training either, because when you do that to him in training, then he just whacks you one in the jaw the next time he has a chance, so he can't really get away with that in the game.
Somehow, Brett Maher regains his dribble, and C.J. Bruton knocked it away. Brendan Mann. 3-on-3 fast break. DT with the putback. Just hung in the air a little longer and tipped it in.
I'll tell you what, not to take anything away from that play by Dave Thomas, because that was a very nice offensive rebound tap-in, but there was nobody there for the 36ers. Where are they? Cat with a nice pull-up.
Well, he's there.
He does have that short game, that mid-range game, getting to the paint and pulling up.
And Cat trying to do it all himself. 6 for 9 from the field. 3 for 4 outside the arc. Chappelle can't get the handle, and the Adelaide 36ers force a turnover. Cal Bruton looking a little concerned there. They need this one. This is a big one. Adelaide would like to get it, but Canberra need it. They've lost 3 of their last 5, and they're trying to be a force in this league. 5-1 at home. A lot at stake here. Williams puts it on the floor, tries to get through. What are they going to call here?
And again, Steve, how many times have we seen that? I'm not sure if we'll see this on a replay or not, but Adelaide 36er players having their man beat, but a quick hand coming in somewhere. There we saw it from Chappelle. I think Chappelle got a piece of that. Jason Williams then sort of scrounging around for the ball and bowls somebody over in the process. Good quick hands on D, causing all kinds of problems for the 36ers.
Dave Thomas is double teamed by Foreman. Kicks it out to Brennan Mann. He tries to find his way to the hoop. Tough shot. He has the skills to drop it in.
And there we have it again. More quick hands, another deflection.
Canberra Cannons with those active hands results in a timeout for the Adelaide 36ers. Here in the third quarter, it's over the 36ers 54. And what do you tell your team? You know, Phil can say that, you know, they're not tired, but maybe we can listen in.
You hold the ball for more than 2 seconds, then you can come and sit down. Right now, we're one pass, we're holding it on the side of the key. It's perfect for what they're trying to do. Make yourself available. If someone's not available, put it on the floor and create some space. Don't stand there holding it, trying to make something happen. We're at our best when we're moving the ball and we're penetrating. Defensively, go to the zone. Defensively, we're in the zone. Good pressure on the ball. Fellas, we're okay. It's just that we're standing and watching again. People have to move and be active. Okay, here we go.
Phil Smythe with some stern words to his crew about holding the basketball. Come and get a seat.
You know, it's interesting. You listen to what he's saying, though. He's not telling anybody not to shoot the ball or not to take it to the hole. He's just saying, look, if it's there, do it, but don't mess around with it. We need to get some ball movement. And again, always finishing on a positive, saying we're all right, we're all right. All we need to do is fix these couple things and we'll be fine.
And here's the finish. Speaking of finishing on a positive, look at that. Dave Thomas all alone on that tip. Nothing but red jerseys around. A triangle of defense. Charles Thomas is bumped by CJ. Good hands to try and get that crossover dribble. Cannons trying to pick it up defensively after their timeout.
There's
Brett.
a good tap by Martin Catalini to keep that alive.
Brett Maher turning the corner. Swings it out to Cat for an open look. Bang. Boy, he is starting to look automatic. Right
Good.
from the top of the key.
Love seeing a good player play well. You know, love to see the fact that he's come back from the horror start he did have to the season and starting to really put it together, because he makes games fun to watch.
Catalini outquicks Chappelle for that rebound. Charles gets it to Brett. Brennan Mann's all over him. Oscar Foreman lines his up. Nice stroke.
And Oscar does have a nice stroke. He's got long arms and a nice follow-through. He can get it off pretty quickly, and he is known for a good catch-and-shoot shooter, and then defensively got very good timing and long arms, likes to block shots.
The lead is cut down to 7 after that Oscar Foreman 3. CJ has no trouble getting by Foreman. Brad Williams has his shot blocked by number 31, Oscar Foreman. Get another look at it, Paul.
Here he goes up strong. Oscar did those long arms. He did get ball, but again, like we saw earlier in the first half, and I think it was Chappelle, got a lot of body there too. So, and as you pointed out, I think at some stage in the first half, Steve, that's why you coach players to take it to the hole strong, because it's a very difficult thing to block somebody's shot cleanly without getting any body if the player's taking it hard to the hole.
Got a violation. Oscar Foreman just in a little bit too early, and sometimes a good rebounder can force you to do that. Can put a lot of pressure on you. And you get a split second slow on that. He's tipping one in for an extra 2 points. And the lead is back up to Brett. Oh my goodness. That never looked like missing. That is such a difficult shot. Great elevation from Brett Maher. CJ, he'll go to work. He steps back on Martin Catalini. There are some players out here tonight, baby.
And that's what we were hoping for. Those players to get it going and start some rhythm happening in this game. I'd like us to see both teams keep up this clip.
Okay. 2-point basket, coming sub. It is only 2. Now I asked Ray, he didn't have a view. I didn't have a view either.
Nobody had a view, Steve.
Nobody had a
You can
view.
help me? Yes, please. Yep. Goal.
View of what? I don't know. But
View of whether it's a 3-point shot. That one's definitely a 2, but Brett Mars, they're saying, was a 2 also. Dave Thomas goes for the fake by Jason Williams. His 3rd personal foul. Lead is 9. Williams. He gets into the lane. Cat with a good pump fake. He's got a good feel for it tonight, doesn't he?
sure does.
Martin Catalini, 23 points on 8 of 11 shooting. And so efficient. Dave Thomas gets Charles Thomas out of the way, kisses one off the window. And we've seen some performances. This is Brett Maher's 2-point shot. That was ruled a 2.
And look at that elevation you spoke of. So
Wow.
nice.
Well, that's pretty to watch. And this is Dave on the other end.
What's this? A little bit of body control. We've seen plenty of that from both he and Mike Chappelle tonight. Get up in the air, hang, bump, readjust, and finish.
Canberra showing you why they're in the top 6. Had a great start, had an opportunity to play for first place. Couldn't get it done. Brett Maher starting to get hot.
Now this is what I came to see, Steve. This is starting to pick up.
That's right.
Better basketball game. That's what we love to see. That's why we said don't go away.
Dave Thomas to Chappelle. He goes to the hole. No result. Nash looking for somebody in transition. Foreman to Cat, who hasn't taken a bad shot the whole game. He works into the middle of the lane. Brett Maher to Foreman. Dave Thomas's long arms. Somehow he gets it up in the air. Chappelle with a tip jam. Nash out to Cat. He lines up his three. He's short. Chappelle dives, but Adelaide get another chance. Charles Thomas will slow it down.
Charles Thomas, your game breaker, still struggling a bit. Has yet to assert himself in this game in any real way, shape, or form.
Cat trying to turn the corner. He goes strong to the hoop.
Here we go. This is why we love hoop.
Martin Catalini asking for a sub too. Why not? He's been going to work. Brad Williams turns the corner on Oscar Foreman. Brad is quietly efficient. Speaking of a guy that is efficient, Dave Thomas, after a great defensive play, gets the ball up on the rim, and his teammate from Michigan State won a championship together back in college. Worked a great tandem on that play. Brad Williams to the line. Started his career off with the Sydney Kings. Played his junior ball in the Sutherland area. It's never been great from the free throw line.
Just looking at something interesting here. We've seen Martin Catalini, after really getting it going there, sitting down on the bench. He obviously got very tired. And I think, speaking of Phil Smythe before the game, he still feels like he's still a ways off peak fitness. You know, it's starting to run into it, but he's played 22 minutes out of about 31 or 32 at this stage. And when he walked off the court, he looked like, man, he could not run it one more time. So clearly, yeah, he's still not able to put together sort of upper 30s or 40-minute games.
Paul Reeves with a baseline shot. Bounces to the wrong side of the hoop. And the lead is 8. Canberra doing a good job of just keeping it close to that 10-point mark.
Oy.
A bit of a surprise. Rigby. Hill drive to the hole, and he gets one off the window. And Cal Bruton, when he first came to coach here for the Canberra Cannons, had a tryout, and Mick Hill came from Victoria and just carved it up. Really impressed Cal Bruton, and Cal really likes the young player and is starting to pay off as he gives Mick Hill his opportunity. As I mentioned before, 31, a career high against the Melbourne Tigers, but they ran into Mark Bradkey, and he is the truth.
He is, he's something different, isn't he? He is a true NBA body, running around out there with skills, and you can't move the guy. You run into him, it's like running into rock. Just doesn't go anywhere.
Well, the Canberra Cannons have been able to win this year without key players, and the reason that they've been able to do it is guys have been stepping up. That's what we spoke to C.J. Bruton about before the game.
We really believe that. We think, you know, everyone's a key part of this team. We knew that for us to be successful, we needed every one of us. It can't just be that one player. We're all going to have times where we bob up and, you know, get that shining moment. But, you know, we know it's a team game, and we knew that, you know, if each guy doesn't step up and do their role, we can't get the wins that we already got. And I think that, you know, with Poole, knowing that Poole's been out, but we still believe that we can win games without him, which we have. And we know that when he comes back, you know, he's going to give us that much more lift and able to push us over the hump a little more.
C.J. Bruton with the craziest accent in the league. That Australian-American thing. But he's got some game, though, doesn't he?
Whew. Yep. He could be speaking Swahili when he's got a crossover step back like that.
Okay, the free throw was made. We missed that one, but we got it up on our scoreboard. Jacob Holmes with the fall away. Nashy with the putback. Playing with his hands up, Mark Nash. Trying to get himself into the basketball game. Mike Chappelle to Pero. Pero turns the corner. Tries to shoot a little hook shot. Can't get it to go. Brett Maher in transition. Jacob Holmes goes to the baseline, finds Paul Reeves. He puts up a soft little bank shot off the window.
Reezy's good at those, you know. They don't look real pretty. They're not what you would put in a highlight reel, but he finishes them.
And Chappelle trying to get something going for the Canberra Cannons. The lead has been trimmed down to 6. Big possession for the Cannons. Man into Rigby. Spins, shoots a tough fall away. Jump hook. Pero with the tap in. And the lead is back up to 8. Adelaide trying to push that fast break. Reeves trying to find somebody. Jacob Holmes steps out. Nash goes baseline. Tough shot. In and out. Rigby with a board.
Sorry, Steve. I was just going to say, tell you another thing we're starting to see is that Canberra not only putting it together offensively, but their defense has definitely cranked up a notch. Devin Man knocking down the wide open 3.
I was just going to mention that. Soon as you say it, he's wide open. Naked from the corner, bangs it down. Canberra with an 11-point lead with that big 3-point shot. Not many players will miss a wide open one like that at this level. Reeves with the turn, half hook. Nice and soft.
He does have a soft touch with that. I'll tell you what, you could see him setting up Rigby on that from about 3 seconds beforehand.
Mike Chappelle with a good strong move over Mark Nash. Not a whole lot he could do with that one. Straight up. Good no call there too, even though there was some contact. Marr. Good hedge by Rigby, but he's a little late getting back out to him, and that's all the time and space he needs. Brett Marr, bang, and Adelaide right back into it. Only down 8. Mass substitutions. Catalini, Foreman, and Jason Williams come in for Adelaide. Chappelle sits out, and Dave Thomas comes back in. That's Brett Marr elevating. Boom.
Tell you what, looking down the score sheet for the 36ers, you got Brett Marr all of a sudden on 20 and Cat on 25, and that's about it. Those guys are doing it all offensively, as we see. One to the other for another 2. Catalini taking it up strong with a nice finish.
Canberra trying to reply. Leads back down to 6. This time it's Martin Catalini with the active hands. But to the credit of the Canberra Cannons, they have not been able to get any closer. Mick Hill with the good cut, good pass, and good finish. Back up to 8. Jason Williams bringing the basketball up. Brett Marr. Rigby trying to help out Brendan Mann, who's got the tough task of following Brett Marr around all these screens. He just shoved Oscar Foreman out of the way.
Sure did. Gonna put him in the first row there.
Cat feeds it into Williams. He likes this baseline move, goes right to it, fall away. He's trying to bank that too.
My goodness, how high was Dave Thomas on that rebound? Well, and a little bit of handles there.
Not many rims are grabbed above it. Not many rebounds are grabbed above the rim. Finally got that right, but he did it. Rigby with a short 3-point attempt.
Clearly the big man feels confident shooting it because he hasn't been shy to let it go when he's got a bit of open space.
Dave turning the corner. Excellent shot. Little scoop and loop. Dave Thomas makes the lead 10. Again, the Cannons able to pump that lead back up to double figures. Catalini gets it to Brett Marr, and Brendan Mann is just on him a little too tight. And he's been injured for the last couple of years, and he's the type of player that needs to be fully fit because he works so hard.
That's what he gets by on, isn't it? Hard work.
Good feed into Mark Nash, and Adelaide doing everything they can to just try and stay within striking range. Pero down low is fouled before he gets to throw one of those big dunks down.
I thought he was going to eat that rim. They must have fouled him on the way up. Didn't really get up there.
There's in the interior feed. Oh, and they were pushing him from the back too. That's why he wasn't able to.
That's what I would have
really
been doing.
throw it down.
That's what I would have been doing. Trying to give him a wedgie, push him in the back, anything I could.
And he was underneath the hoop by the time he got to full elevation. And that is a very good foul. because that was an instant too. And now he's up there shooting that little free throw.
Dart.
The ball looks like a potato in his hand. Ball's thrown off the leg of Mick Hill. Lead is 9. About 8 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game shot. Catalini goes to the hole hard. That was some good D too. But the offensive player has the advantage. Going to the hole, drawing the contact. Good crossover move. And watch Paragos straight up. That's a good block.
I thought it was too.
Yeah, he got hosed.
Tell us what you really think, Steve.
Well, look, right there, he goes straight up, gets a piece of the basketball.
And not really that happy about it.
No. You know, he hasn't been getting the minutes to be making really good plays like that, so, you know, he doesn't want to get the short end of the stick on that one, but he did. Okay, I'm going to leave that one alone now. It's your job to be critical, not mine. Crowd helping the Cannons out with how much time is on the clock. Dave Thomas throws up a brick. Cameron Rigby has one rattle out. And that's the end of 3/4 of play. It's the Canberra Cannons just holding off the Adelaide 36ers 90-82 here on Fox. Let's check with David Murdoch. Lock it in. All right, Paul, let's check out these 3/4 time stats.
All right, well, that game certainly did heat up in the third quarter. Heat up in the third quarter. And both teams starting to find a bit of rhythm. A lot better basketball to watch. Three-pointers still keeping the 36ers in the game. Look at that, 53% for the three-point line. You always love to see that as a coach. But they have still struggled on the glass. 33 rebounds for the Cannons, 19 boards as a team. Mark Bradke gets 19 boards by himself. The 36ers have 19 rebounds for 3/4 of basketball now. They have failed to address that, but their good shooting from primarily Brett Maher and Martin Catalini's kept them in the game.
All right, well, the Tigers, I'm sorry, boy, we're really jacking this up here. The Cannons did get a season best 39 rebounds against the 36ers last time they played when they beat them at the Clipsal Powerhouse, as you check out the top scorers. And maybe that's why Cal was so confident about going to the glass against the 36ers in tonight's basketball game, because he felt like they were bigger and they would be tired. And Dave Thomas is the guy who's leading the way for the Canberra Cannons, and he is just plain active. Putting it on the floor, I don't remember him being able to put the ball on the floor and finish plays off like that last year, and he's a role player for Michigan State as they won their national title. And I just get the feeling that him playing overseas is just a great experience of getting to do things he wasn't able to do in college, the freedom to do it.
And he's got the ability, and he is starting to flourish, clearly. Joy to watch tonight, he and Mike Chappelle. I think as we start this fourth quarter, the 36ers are relying entirely on two players for offensive production, Maher and Catalini. And unless they fix that rebound problem, I can't see the Cannons giving up this lead.
Brad Williams off the window, looking very comfortable on the drive to the hoop. Pass into Martin Catalini. He goes upstairs strong. Fouled by Brad Williams.
Nice pass here from Paul Rees. I don't know if we're going to see this again, but Reezy finding Cat on that cut along the baseline, and then there's no way that was ever going to be anything but a foul.
He gets a lot of ball. Look at these, right on top of the ball. He went in there to foul him and surprised himself and got a lot of leather. Catalini continues to be efficient, 10 for 14 from the field.
He's up to 30 points already.
CJ trying to take Charles Thomas. Brad Williams has the ball knocked away from by Charles Thomas, and Williams and Rees will jump it up. It's Charles Thomas and the Adelaide 36ers with those active hands late in the third quarter and here in early in the fourth. Dave Thomas gobbles it up with those Inspector Gadget arms of his.
Whoa.
Brad Williams will try and take Rees off the dribble. Tries to take a baseline shot, hit the wrong side of the backboard. C.J. Bruton comes up with the steal. Ooh, double crossover, kicks it to Mick Hill, who spots up for three. Bang!
Man, you can see why Cal likes him.
Finishes off a great play by C.J. Bruton. Oh, he could snap the ankle tape on you when you're guarding him. Brett Maher goes behind the back, pump fakes, gets two guys to jump. Mark Nash lines up a three, and he gets it to drop.
And Mark Nash is really the only other 36er aside from Martin Catalini who's coming to the party offensively. He's up to 12 points now and shooting the ball well from behind the arc.
Mick Hill finds Mike Chappelle, and Mick Hill starting to come alive in this game, being aggressive. Good baseline drive and recognition on who was open. It's one thing to see an open guy, it's another thing to get it to that passing alley. We can complete a playoff. Chappelle.
What position did he play in college?
Played the two guard, and he was the one that was highly recruited. He was a McDonald's All-American. They expected him to be a star, and he was a good player, but not the great player they expected him to be. Cat, good pass to Rees, and an excellent finish. He is underrated as a finisher on those passes when he gets around the hoop.
Yep, and again, he just reads the play very well, reads his teammates in open spaces very well. That is how he gets his points.
Charles Thomas will throw this down. Yes.
Hey, with a bit of authority, too.
Yeah. Charles probably heard that comment you said about him on the Game Breakers.
Was that me, was it?
Yeah, that was you.
It was me.
Adelaide with a steal and a pass up to Charles Thomas, trims that lead back down to 6, as they've done on a number of occasions, and it's been the Canberra Cannons who have been able to pump it back up to 10. Let's see what they're going to do coming out of this timeout. Let's listen in. Right now the coach is having a little bit of a talk. Now Cal Bruton comes in.
You can't go in there if the defense is all collapsing, all right? Make sure it's spread and just use it. Let's go thumbs, all right? Let's go thumbs and pull Reeves out at the high post. Whoever he's on, if he's in the game, high post. Other than that, pull Jacob Holmes if he's in the game, or...
They're still starting like that 2-3 formation.
Same thing, all right? Just execute it all the way through. Now, hey, don't give up. We're going man-to-man. Straight man for this time out. To a stop. Let's go. Yeah, that's it. All right, 1, 2, 3. Right, man.
Well, Dave Thomas must lead the league in one-on-none fast breaks. But his counterpart on the other team, Charles Thomas, knows how to finish him off when he gets an opportunity.
Nice. Well, you heard Cal saying they want to continue to try and take advantage of Paul Rees, but look at this. The Adelaide 36ers in his zone, so I think they're going to be unable to pull Reezy away from the hoop because he's going to stay anchored right there in the middle of the floor.
Well, let's see if they can continue to shoot the basketball well. That's usually what a zone will do to you. That was launched. Success for Adelaide. Maher pulls up for the three. That was a tough one.
Didn't look like he had his rhythm there. His feet were out of whack.
Dave Thomas tries to get another steal. Cat to Charles, who has an open look, turns it down, shoots a floater, changes his mind in midair.
And there's the 36ers getting on the boards for a change with good results. And they've cut it to 4, Steve. Lead is a game.
There you go, lead is 4. Canberra still trying to run that thumbs play even when they're in the zone. Good pass to Brad Williams, can't get it to drop. Great hands from Brad, he gets the play back. Canberra will slow it down. Chappelle to Williams. McHill. CJ. That's who you want to have it. Oh, no one picks him up in the zone. Oh, that's a big play.
I'll tell you what, the Adelaide 36ers don't look at a whole lot of videotape, but I imagine they'll be seeing that one again. Don't leave CJ alone.
Brett with the floater. Nash pulls down the offensive board. Brett Maher threw a no-look pass when he
To
didn't
no
have
one.
to.
No look to no one.
Well, that's something you won't see from Brett Maher. This is right here. Miscue on the defensive end for the 36ers, and that hurt. Pumped the lead back up to 7, and Canberra have possession. CJ back to Dave Thomas. Ball's flicked away by Charles, and that will usually be called as a foul, reaching from behind. See, us people with normal arms don't understand that those guys with long arms can get that clean. I was always begging for that call when a guy with long arms knocked it away from me.
Right.
Dave Thomas, CJ. CJ Fruit going to work. Charles Thomas starting to see just how tough CJ's handle is. CJ wants the ball reversed to Thomas. Brendan Mann. CJ and Brett Maher. Chappelle.
Been trying to find him all that series.
Good defense by the 36ers. And Adelaide try once again to chip into this lead. Charles finds Brett as he turns the corner, just throws it up in the air. Knew he had Brendan Mann on Paul Reeves. He can't get it to go off the leg of Mike Chappelle, and the 36ers get another crack at it.
I hope he knew he had Brendan Mann on there, because how else do you explain that pass?
Cat with a crossover tries to find his way to Mark Nash, and he does.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Steve, we were talking about Catalini and Maher being the two-man show, but sure enough, in this sort of in this last quarter, both Mark Nash and Paul Reeves have come to the party, and they are in the game. It's a 5-point game, and here they come again.
Cat. Nice
move.
through. Dang! Yeah! Martin Catalini shows you how to finish a playoff. We got ourselves a 3-point ball game. Yeah. Cream rises to the top. CJ. Might want to get it back into his hands. He has Mark Nash on him. Crossover dribble. It's short. Chappelle finds the rebound. He's on the line. Let's get another look at this Martin Catalini.
Nice move.
Turns the corner.
And take that.
No kidding. CJ's only hope was to block it on the ground. And he kind of did that half-heartedly because he didn't want to get posterized.
We have seen CJ just break down people defensively with his on the dribble. I mean, he is unbelievably quick, and his handle fantastic. But
Charles
Thomas with a crucial three, but I don't see. It seems to me he could get to the hoop a little bit more. He's settling for the jumper after he breaks him down.
Charles Thomas gets a look and ties the basketball game up. Let's see what C.J. Bruton can come up with. Fall away from the baseline is short. Reeves and Dave Thomas comes up with a huge rebound. Boy, he'd be a nightmare to guard when the shot goes up. C.J. for 3. That's long. Charles comes down with the board. We'll run a set play.
And that's what I'm talking about, Steve. I mean, I'm not saying that any of those were necessarily bad shots, but I think he might be able to look to, if his three is not red hot, get to the rack, because, geez, we've seen what he does when he gets in there. He's certainly setting up other people.
Brett Maher is fouled by C.J. Bruton. Looked like one of those, I can't believe I missed that last shot foul. Brett has Pero on him. He'll take him. Turns the corner. Charles Thomas. Good pass into Brett. Finds Oscar Foreman. He's fouled by Pero Vasiljevic. Cal looking concerned, knowing that the Adelaide 36ers were going to make a run. Adelaide doing a good job of getting to the open area, and Brett Maher had nowhere to go. Oscar Foreman knocks down the throw, and Adelaide take the lead for the first time in a long time. Sixers have scored the last 8 points. Brendan Mann into Pero. See what he can do down there on the block. He wants to spin for that jump hook. That's short. Dave Thomas thought about shooting that three. They'll try and get a better one. CJ cuts through the middle. Ball's knocked free. Rigby goes up with all kind of body contact. No call. Charles.
Nice outlet pass
to Jason Williams. Great pass on the outlet for one, and also a good pass from Charles Thomas. Adelaide have nosed into the front, 103 to 101 over the Canberra Cannons. They get a timeout.
And as we go to the break here, we did catch up with CJ earlier about whether or not he enjoyed playing the 36ers.
I've had some pretty good battles against them, you know, and I've had some heartbreaking losses to the team as well. It's something that you always lift. You know that they're a quality team that's won many championships, and you know, I told my teammates, you know, when we got to Adelaide, you know, teams that normally beat Adelaide in Adelaide are teams that make the playoffs. And you know, you can go over the history of the last couple of years, and you probably find out the teams that have won, are teams that have made the playoffs. You know, and so we feel very confident, you know, that we're playing a team that's, you know, hit their strides, and you know, after suffering 2 losses, you know, last weekend, we have a chance to redeem ourselves here at home in front of our fans after losing a tough one against the Wildcats.
All right, C.J. Bruton right there for the 36ers. And all that body banging out on the floor, no call. And this is the pass we're talking about. Excellent pass by Mark Nash. Charles Thomas draws the D. Perfect pass. Perfectly timed pass to Jason Williams. And we've got ourselves a 3-point lead for the 36ers.
And that is what CJ was talking about there, Steve. I mean, how many times did we say in the first half and the sort of beginning of the second that Adelaide just didn't even look like it? You know, they had 2 players who were going, but that's why they've been so successful, because sure enough, they've found a way to get themselves in the game. A few other players stepped up, and now hasn't this second half turned out to be a beauty? After a rather average first half, we've got a game on our hands.
Dave Thomas just anticipated that pass and forced them to throw it pretty much at the feet of Brett Maher, because he was already in that passing lane. You just have to be conscious of where that man is. McHill down to Dave Thomas. Chappelle to Dave Thomas from the baseline. That's good.
2 of them together. It's a nice combination.
Adelaide's lead is cut down to 1. Just over 3 to play in the game. Foreman finds Jason Williams. He loves to work that side of the floor. Good one-bounce dribble. Jason Williams takes the lead up to 3. McHill. Rigby. Hill going left. Left-hand hook. That's long. Rebound. Pulled down by Rigby. Ball's off of Charles Thomas's foot. Rigby thought he was fouled. Get another look at it. Excellent hustle from Mick Hill. Dave Thomas. He's fouled by Oscar Foreman. No, he's fouled by Jason Williams on the block first.
Stepping up into him, I think. Interesting that CJ, I was going to say out of the game, and here he comes back into the game. I was wondering, Why do you have him on your bench at crunch time? You don't.
Well, I would imagine we're going to see some C.J. Bruton penetration. This is who you want in the basketball game. And Dave Thomas, another player you want in. Look at those numbers. 25 points, 12 rebounds. And he is a monster. Knocks down 2 clutch free throws to take the lead back down to 1. Let's see what Adelaide can muster up. Cat, who's been unbelievable tonight. 32 points at 73%. Charles, can he hit the floater? Oh! Tipped in by Mark Nash. And Charles Thomas gets into the lane for Adelaide. Excellent
2 minutes
finish.
left.
Dave Thomas to Chappelle. One bounce dribble to his left. That's short. They come down with the offensive rebound. Nick Hill tries to get into the middle, spins it. CJ finally gets the ball into Rigby. That's short. I got a feeling that CJ just not feeling well. He didn't really try and go get the basketball like he normally would. Cat goes baseline. A little too quick for Cameron Rigby.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that matchup too much. I mean, the sort of form Cat's in right now, I think he's going to get the better of that matchup every time. And we see the blatant reach.
He'd get the better of any matchup the way he's playing right now. Nash has Mike Chappelle on him. Rees finds Charles Thomas. There's a mismatch now. He'll try and take him to the hole. Charles Thomas weighing him up. Settles for a jump shot. Dave Thomas pulls down the rebound.
Nash had that covered, but Thomas is way too high.
CJ into the lane. That's short. Oh! Cat tries to tip it out to a teammate. Nick Hill pulls it down. Chappelle with a sweet move. Ball's ripped away by Catalini. Here come Adelaide. Marr will slow it down.
Sorry, Steve. I was just thinking you said before the game that Dave Thomas could guard just about anybody, and I'll tell you what, he almost took Brett Marr right there. Picked him very close to clean. This will be interesting to see, but
I think he got him.
He can play D.
Look at those long arms, and Brett goes to crossover. He got it.
Oh, that was a play.
All ball.
That's a bad call.
That's a bad call. He's standing right there. We were sitting at the same position. I'm watching the game, not the monitor. That was clean. That looked clean the whole time. And that's another thing about if you don't play, you don't know that guys with long arms can make those plays.
Long arms and unbelievably quick reactions. That's exactly right. And there was nothing wrong with that play. Having said that, I mean, you know, that's part of the game.
That is part of the game. And Adelaide catch a break. Got the best free throw shooter in the country on the line. And Adelaide and the Cannons have to come up with something. And C.J. Bruton is the man who can do it. C.J. with a three. That's long. Rees comes down with a big board. Cat, he's got Nash in front. Big play. C.J. Bruton trying to come up with a three here. Rigby. C.J. with a fall away. That's good. Bit of time left. Adelaide only shoot the basketball 65% from the free throw line. Are going to have to finish this one off at the line. As I mentioned, 10th in the league in free throw shooting. They make a free throw, it's over. Got to think about possessions. With a 5-point lead, time running out for the Canberra Cannons. The Canberra Cannons with this timeout is trying to come up with something. They'll be talking about a few things, what they want to do this
Okay,
situation.
if they score, we hit one free throw, we down 6, we're going to need 2 threes. 23 seconds, that make them both. Okay, we still going to need the threes, we're going to have to foul straight away. All right, full court, double team and trying to strip them clean like they done us. If you hit them across the wrist, go for it, all right? If you're trying to slap it loose, and then we need to kick it out. Start out, Doc, give me 2 picks at the top. DT and Mike at the top, drive off, one of you guys pop. Okay? All right, let's go. Come on now, get the rebound.
Well, you heard it from Cal, but obviously sounds just a tad desperate to me. I mean, it's not looking good. They are down 5 with only 23 seconds remaining. However, you pointed out, 36ers have shown a weakness, and it's certainly not out of the question. But they're going to have to do everything right, and the 36ers are going to have to open the door just a touch, just like that.
Well, you definitely want to really screen out the 2 36ers that are on the line. That one's short. There you go. 36ers cooperate. Dave Thomas, Chappelle has an open look. It's straight. Bang! Huge shot. We got ourselves a 2-point game. Brett Maher tries to hang on to the ball.
Man, has this second half had everything?
It sure has. And the 36ers make no mistake in getting the basketball to Brett Maher.
And that looked good. And he was a good 3 feet out from the three-point line. He just spotted up. Nice catch and shoot in rhythm and whack.
Brett Maher at the free throw line, and there's got to be a bit of pressure on him because just rolled one in, because when you get to the line, everybody just expects you to make it. And that, in its own right, is pressure in itself.
But he does.
And he gets them both to go. Second one doesn't even graze the rim. CJ, that's a block. That's a block. You know that Brett Maher is going to foul in that situation. Why not? Because they're not in the bonus. That's a very, very heads-up play. You know, hey, you might get another rotten call, and the game would be over. You have nothing to lose there.
No, that's exactly right. And you stop CJ from, he's already traveling at about, I'd guess, 50 kilometers an hour right about then. He was going to be at the hoop in another 0.5 seconds. So
36ers about to pull off a great feat, especially after they started so slow.
They're going to try and isolate, okay? They need a quick 3-point shot, okay? They get a 2-point shot, we'll get it in. We want the ball to be with you, or you if we can. Look to go long, you would be the inbound big fella on that, okay? You would be inbounding. We can force them to miss, get a quick rebound, and take off. We'll probably get a layup down that end, or we can just waste the ball. Don't foul. Do not foul a 3-point shooter. Stay on the ground with a hand. No foul. Not trying to block anything. Here we go. Not trying to block anything.
Good instructions from Phil Smythe there. Very clear. And I'll tell you what, they train these sort of situations every week. He and Steve Greeny are both very big on situational training. They train, all right, you guys, you've got a minute and a half and you're down 5. Or you've got 2 minutes and you're up 6. They do this stuff all the time, so it's no surprises.
Well, that's the lead. It's 4 and 12 seconds to go. Stranger things have happened. CJ pulls up for a long 3. That's short. Catalini pulls down the rebound. Why not? The night he's had. Martin Catalini pulling down the board. 32 points. 11 of 15 from the field. 4 of 6 outside the stripe. 5 assists. What a game.
6 rebounds, I think. He's another player, too, just like Glenn Saville, somebody like that, who, or Sam McKinnon, who gets those really important big rebounds because he's got the ability to get up so high and just take it before anybody else has a chance to get a finger to it.
I would have liked to have had a better night at the line, but it's not going to matter. As the Adelaide 36ers have won 4 straight on the road as Mick Hill is long. That's all she wrote. The Adelaide 36ers are back with a big win over the Canberra Cannons, 114 to 109 here at AIS Arena in Canberra. What an excellent game for the 36ers, who look tired, but with the experience playing and the confidence that they've shown in this part of the year, got themselves a little bit of a lead and had the presence of mind to know how to keep it. Charles Thomas, Jacob Holmes right there. They would be very happy. I think they look too tired to celebrate too much, but the Adelaide 36ers have done it, and that will get them into the top 6. Let's check out the stats of this basketball game. 114 to 109. Field goal shooting 36% for the 36ers. An amazing 55% outside the arc. Struggled from the free throw line, 18 of 27 at 67%, especially down the stretch there when they could have closed it off. Bench scoring tight, 25-24 in favor of the Cannons. Assists 26 to 16. Rebounding, again, the Cannons pound the 36ers on the glass, 43, but it didn't matter. And turnovers pretty low for a game that was played with so much intensity. Top scorers in the match, it was Dave Thomas with a handy 26 points and 13 rebounds. Chappelle with 21. Brad Williams had a solid game with 15. CJ Bruton was not near 100%, not feeling well, threw up during the game, on the sideline at least. And Brennan Mann had double figures for the 36ers. Martin Catalini was awesome. 71% from the field for his 33 points. Brett Maher with 24. Nash with 20. Rees with 12, and Charles Thomas with 11. Paul Rees has a couple of ex-teammates over on the sideline.
And I'll tell you what, Steve, as we were talking about, guys, you guys didn't look like winning that game for most of it. How'd you pull that one out of the hat?
Look, I think we were just giving up too many boards at the other end, and as soon as we addressed that issue, we got back on top. Marzi was hitting his shots, I got a few. Charles was hitting his shots, so we slowly pegged him back, I suppose.
Well, and also, I suppose it didn't hurt that, you guys definitely on fire, the two of you, but you had a few other teammates come in, and Mark Nash and Paul Rees started to chip in offensively, didn't they, in the second half?
Yeah, I think so. We've got those guys really stepping up, and they've done that, and we've had to do that without Paul Rogers here. And we missed the big fella, and we want him back as soon as possible, but other guys are stepping up at the moment to fill the void, so it's been good.
All right, and a very good road swing from you guys.
Thank you, Paul.
Starting to take some pride in yourselves as a road team. Is that, yes, a bit of momentum there, a bit of confidence?
Yeah, well, the way we started, 0-4, we were down on confidence, and everyone has written us off. And this road trip here, we won 4 wins in the last 2 weeks, so it's great to be back on top, 7-7. We're very happy.
And Brett, not familiar territory being out of the top 6. You're very close to pushing into it now, but Canberra Cannons obviously there for a reason. They're a team that you might expect to see in the playoffs. What do you think?
Yeah, they are. I think they've probably finished poorly the last few years. They've recruited exceptionally well, and they're playing really good team basketball. They've got a lot of good role players. They're playing some good basketball. CJ's controlling us, so is Brendan Mann, and they've got a good team atmosphere. So they're a tough team to beat, especially on the road.
Guys, thank you very much for giving us something to look at in the second half. It was a bit scrappy there in the first half, but we certainly enjoyed the game, and you two put in stellar performances. Good luck.
All right, good job there by Paul Maley, the mailman. When it absolutely, positively has to be delivered, he's done a good job. But that's not all the basketball we've got here on Fox Sports, because we're coming back next week for Big Wednesday. The Adelaide 36ers were at the Clipsal Powerhouse. They'll be taking on the red-hot Melbourne Tigers, 7:30 EST, and that one's at 8 p.m. tip-off, and of course Eastern Standard Time, all right? And 7:30 in Adelaide. Then coming up the next Saturday, it's the Sydney Kings against the Wollongong Hawks, and that's getting to be a pretty hot rivalry in New South Wales. Sydney Entertainment Centre, 7:30 p.m. EST. But what a great game we had for you this evening between the Canberra Cannons and the Adelaide 36ers. This is the best move of the game. Martin Catalini shooting left, getting into the lane, and Bayal, high percentage shot there. Catalini was a man, 33 points, and a great pass from Mark Nash to Charles Thomas. And this is how you execute a 2-on-1 fast break. And the Adelaide 36ers just too strong for the Canberra Cannons, who have dropped 3 in a row. And at the end, it was the Canberra Cannons going down the Adelaide 36ers, 114 to 109. On behalf of Paul Maley, who was doing the expert commentary tonight, I'm Steve Carfino saying good night.